Hello, Oracles. Oracle, Tim here from Oracle Investments. So much exciting stuff to go over with you guys today. First, we'll start with Elon's sales. He did sell yesterday as we expected, and I gotta tell you, you guys are so awesome. I wake up, I go into my comments to reply to all of you guys, and guess what? I don't even need to check the Form 4 filings because you guys did it for me. You guys are amazing. So I went in there and sure enough, they were there, and I just had to update my spreadsheet. But thank you guys so much for that. You guys are amazing. So this is great news as far as I'm concerned. So I think he'll be done by the end of the year. We'll go over a few scenarios that are possible with this. So just to run through the numbers, Elon now at this point has acquired 17.1 million shares worth of his options, and he has sold a total of 12.9 million. That 12.9 million does include the other shares that he sold outside of the option exercising, shares that he needed to sell for his tax purposes. And so this gives Elon a net gain in his stake in Tesla stock of 4.2 million shares. So again, as I said before, where everyone has their headlines of Elon selling, Elon is selling, Elon has increased his stake in Tesla stock by 4.2 million shares so far. He still has 3 more lots to exercise, which will increase it even further from there. And so he still has 3 more lots left to sell, which would be about 5.7 million shares worth of options to exercise, and about 2.8 million shares left to sell. So let's get into some thoughts as to what he could do. So I was following David Lee on Twitter, and he was explaining how Elon actually has the option to push off the final 3 sales until Q1. So he would have to decide by today what amount he wants to sell, what timing he wants to sell it at, but it would be done in Q1, which would be after, I think he said January 27th. And now he did go back and follow up with that and say he doesn't think that's going to happen after he thought about it again. And my reasoning, I don't think he would do it, is he said he was going to do the 10%, so I think he's working on that right now. And if we go into Q1, I don't know if he would want to do to the stock what is happening now, right after they come out with Q4 earnings, right after they come out with the roadmap. I don't know if Elon's going to want that kind of negative catalyst right after all this great news. Of course, Elon does say that the stock price is too high on occasion, and after he comes out with the roadmap and Q4 earnings, we might get to the point where the stock is too high, but maybe he'll just split it then. Yeah, you never know. But I don't think that's why he would do it then. I don't think the timing. Plus, as David had mentioned in his tweet, which is the reason why most of us figured he would finish by the end of the year, is looks like it's going to be like an extra 8% of taxes if he does it next year versus if he finishes it this year. So chances are he's going to finish it this year. If he continues the pattern that he did the last week, we'll probably see another sale on Monday, another one next Thursday, and then a following one either the Monday or the Thursday. He would probably wait until the Thursday, because putting them that close together, especially with the holiday with Christmas Eve, might be too much downward pressure on the stock. We'll see what happens, but I think that might be the timing to finish off his sales before the end of the year. And now the only question I have is the fact that he said 10%, and he would still have 1.3 million shares left to sell to complete that whole 10%. I think that Elon does have some material, non-public information, which is why he has not sold these, because he did so quite quick, right when he announced that he was going to sell at 10%. So I have a feeling that he stopped that because he came into possession of some MNPI. And so because of that, I believe that he has stopped, and I don't know when he would sell that 1.3 million, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. So now if we are looking for an entry point into Tesla stock, when would we want to do it? If Elon has his next 3 sales coming, we assume that there's going to be some downward pressure. So when are we turning the corner? Well, reading a Bloomberg article found out that there are a lot of insiders buying Tesla stock right now, and the last time they did this was back in 2020, and guess what? When they did that, that was the bottom, and then the stock skyrocketed afterwards. Are we going to be in the same boat? I don't know. I would like to think so. And to top it off, looks like based on pre-market trading right now, we might be filling that gap that we had discussed early this morning. And if that gap is filled, there's no reason for the stock to go down anymore. I mean, could the stock go down? Of course it can, especially if we have 3 more sales from Elon. Nobody, not even insiders, know where the bottom is going to be. But if insiders are buying, that's such a bullish sentiment for the stock, because all of these people on the inside are like, we know this is going to the moon. We want on that spaceship to get there. We're hopping on board now because we know that this is as close to the bottom as we might be. And again, filling that gap at 910, if we go down any further, might just be because of macro environment, last few things from Elon selling. But then I really, really think that New Year coming, we are going to boom and we are going to have a massive run up into Q4 earnings and the roadmap, and then who knows what happens from there. And then just looking at some competition news, you've got the CEO of Cruise leaving GM effective immediately. Rivian's earnings came out. They're going to come up a couple hundred vehicles short of their 2021 sales goal of 1,200 vehicles. It's happened across the board with supply chain. Rivian, obviously a startup company, didn't have deep-rooted supply chain connections like Tesla did. So it's going to be tougher for them. I still root them long-term because I'm rooting on the EV revolution going forward. But, you know, they are still $750 million in debt, and they're trying to open up a new factory in Georgia, which kudos for them for long-term thinking. But we're now going into a macro environment market where interest rates are going to be coming up. So companies who are having to borrow money and who are not profitable yet, I mean, they're going to be in a tough situation because those are the stocks that are going to get hit the hardest. So I think Rivian, I would like to see them succeed long term, but I think in the short term, they have a lot of headwinds against them. And so between Tesla's competition, you know, having some struggles as we kind of figured they would, and Elon most likely going to be done selling soon, we can map it out quite clearly now as long as we feel like he's going to be done by the end of the year. The gap is about to get filled, so we don't have any technical analysis reasons for the stock to be going down anymore. And then we've got insiders buying Tesla stock like crazy. So if you want any more bullish signs, I don't know what to tell you, but there are some massive bullish signs right now for Tesla stock. And not only that, but if any of you are in the red in the stock, you know what that means when you're in the red? You can bring your dollar cost average down. If you've got the cash, you know, maybe now is the time to buy. Now, over the next couple of weeks, checking the price, I think the next couple of weeks we may stay under $1,000. I don't know if we're going to go over it. Will we dip under 900? It's totally possible, especially today. We do have support around 870, so it may very well dip down and bounce off of that support line before we come back up. But if we do, it's not going to stay there long. And then I think by the time we hit mid-January, we'll probably be over 1,000 again. And don't forget, bulls are attracted to red for a reason. Bulls go after red because that's what attracts them, because that's what's going to get them what they want. So as a bull and as an investor looking at Tesla long term, go after that red. It is okay. That is where you want to attack it, and go and get it and buy it, because you attack and buy that red and you're going to be so much more green later. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Elon is going to finish selling before the end of the year? Or do you think he's going to push off his sales until Q1? Let me know there, and let me know what you think about the price going over $1,000. Do you think we're going to get there before the end of the year? Or do you think that one is going to be pushed off until January as well? Thank you all so much for your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I will see you guys all later tonight for some stock talk. I've got a couple of stocks that several of you have asked about, so I will discuss those tonight. Otherwise, I will see you all later. Have a great one.